An array is a special type of variable that can hold multiple values. So if you had several related values, like maybe all the courses that you're taking this semester, you don't need to create a separate variable to hold each one. Instead, you could store them in an array. So instead of taking each individual course string and assigning them to their own separate variable, we could use an array like this. There are several ways to create an array. One way is to use the array constructor with or without the new keyword and place the values in parentheses. But the easiest way is by using an array literal. This is how you'll see arrays in this course. Notice with the array literal, the values are inside of square brackets. String values should be in quotes, while numeric values don't need quotes, just like regular variables. Here's an array with different strings representing fruit. We can interact with the array values in various ways. To retrieve a value, we use an index number. Arrays use zero-based indexing, so the first item has an index of 0. To show the value in the second position, you'd use fruit in square brackets 1. This would result in peach showing up on the console. You can also assign a new value by specifying the array name and index number. For example, to add grapes as the 5th value, you would assign the string grapes to fruit square bracket 4. Another way to add a value to the end of the array is with the push method, which doesn't require specifying an index. It will always push it to the end of the array. Let's look at the iteration array methods. There are several array iteration methods that you need to understand to be able to code. The first one is the for each method. This one runs a function for every item in the array, sending one item to the function each time that it runs. The array name is followed by the dot for each method, and the method's parameter is the function. This function receives each item of the array, referred to as item in this case. So item represents each value in the array, first watermelon, and then peach, and so on. Notice we didn't need to pass an argument to the function. It implicitly receives each array value as it iterates. You could use a different parameter name instead of item if you prefer. The .map method creates a new array by calling a function for each item in the original array. The function returns a value for each new element. Here we have an array of numbers called the nums that gets doubled using .map, and the doubled numbers are placed in a new array called dbnums or double nums. The original array will remain unchanged. Notice how each value in the original array is referenced by the term num in this example. The function is called 4 times because there are 4 values in the original array. The .filter method creates a new array but only includes items that meet a certain condition. Each array value is evaluated within the function to see if it passes the condition or not. This filter condition is checking the 4 ages that come into the function to see if they are equal to or greater than 18. If they are, they will be sent back to the new result array. The reduce method returns a single value. The function it calls accumulates the result. This time, the array has 2 parameters, one for the accumulated result and one for the current value. Here, all the numbers are added together to get 10, and then it's divided by 4 to get the average. In all of these examples, we called a named function. You can also use an anonymous function as the array method parameter with any of these array methods. Or you could use the arrow function to do the same thing. So there we have a brief overview of arrays and some of the array methods that you can use to process items in an array.